Hello, and my name is Andre Theodore, and welcome to my install of Active Directory. So, what is Active Directory? Active Directory is the service that allows us to create users and groups and organizational units. Active Directory is our security, and it also allows us to assign resources to all these users and groups. As you can see, each user and client will have access to resources and security from the centralized location on the server where Active Directory is installed. Whereas if you had a workgroup, each computer on a workgroup installed on the network independently of each other. There is no central server to connect to. Each PC is responsible for its own resources and may access a printer that's installed on a network through another computer, but each PC is essentially responsible for its own security and other resources that the PC may require. So this is the biggest advantage with using Active Directory in the enterprise environment. It gives you that control you need for your users or client computers. So now, before we begin our installation of Active Directory, we are going to change our computer name to something simpler on our Windows 2008 server R2. So let's go to Start, right click on Computer, Properties, then click on Change Settings, and as you can see, our computer name is Win-LDL, and that's a bit complicated when you are looking for your computer on the network, especially if you're going to search for it. And as you can see here, we are still part of a workgroup and not a domain. So we are about to change all of this. So let's click on Change Computer Name, and let's change the name to Server 2. Let's make it do to TW Server 2, and we'll change this for now. Leave it as a workgroup just for now. We'll come back after and change it to domain. Click on OK, and it will prompt you. You must restart your computer to apply these changes, and we will OK with that. And click Close, and we'll restart now. So now, as we log back in to our server, well, before we begin the install of Active Directory, let's go to our network adapter, over Network Sharing Center. Click on Adapter Settings, right click on it, to Properties, and go to the properties of IP version 4. Well, we won't be using IP version 6, so uncheck it and leave IP version 4 checked. Then Properties, and we are going to set a static IP address, and we're going to use 10.10.2. Then we will set the preferred DNS server. The DNS server can be this PC itself. And then close. Now we are going straight to the install of our Active Directory. So let's click on Start. Go to the Server Manager from Administrative Tools, and then we are going to click on Add a Role. Click on Server Roles and select Active Directory Domain Services, and immediately it will prompt you for required features. Just go ahead and click Add Required Features. And with Active Directory domain services here checked, let's click on next. And you see here it tells you Active Directory domain services stores information about users and computers and all the other good stuff. And here it also says that it requires a DNS server to be installed on the network. We will do that afterwards. After you install Active Directory domain services, you need to run the dcpromo command here to make this server a fully functional domain controller, which is what we're going to do immediately after this install. So go ahead and click on next. And here's some more requirements. And go ahead and click install. And the installation will run according to the power of your PC. That is how long it's going to take. So the faster or more powerful your PC is, the faster this installation will go. So with the magic of movie editing, I'm just going to speed this up a bit for you. And now it has finished. It says installation succeeded. Also the installation of the added features has succeeded. So let's go ahead and click on close. And you see here in the server manager, Active Directory domain controller installed. So let's go ahead now and run the dcpromo command. Let's go to start, run, and just type dcpromo. And as you can see, that simple command is promoting our Windows 2008 Server R2 to a fully qualified domain controller, where all our resources will be centralized to this server. And now it has finished, and it says welcome to the Active Directory domains installation wizard, domain services installation wizard. So go ahead and click on next. And here's a lot of information regarding the operating system compatibility. So it's telling you that it has improved security settings in 2008 and Server 2008 R2. Let's go ahead and click on next. And now it wants to know if you're going to make your server a part of an existing forest, or you're going to create a new domain in a forest. So we're just going to create a new domain and click on next. And now it wants us to type a fully qualified domain name. You can name this whatever you like. I'm going to call mine ironStorm2.com. Click on next. And now it's checking to see if the name is being used, and it's verifying my NetBIOS name. My NetBIOS name is the name of the server. And now here it says, it's asking us if we want our function level to be backward compatible with Windows 2000 or 2003. The thing is, if you have servers with 2003 installed in it, with Server 2003 installed on Windows 2000, then you would need to select one of these options here for backward compatibility. If you do not, then you could just click on Server 2008. Just for this tutorial, I'll just click on Server 2003 and go and click next. And just confirm the domain function level. Just examining the DNS configuration. I'll leave the DNS server checked. Let's click on yes to continue this. And here it's asking us where do we want the databases for Active Directory and other security features stored. You can click on browse here to store it somewhere else on the network, but just for this tutorial we will leave all the paths here at its default location. And now it's asking for a password. I'm going to click next when you're finished. And here is this asking you to just review your selections. As you can see, I maintain the forest function level at server 2003 as well as the domain function level at server 2003. So just go ahead and click next to finish. And now it's waiting for the DNS installation to finish. We will further configure our DNS server in another tutorial. Now the installation wizard has completed, so you will go ahead and click finish. And yes, we will restart our computer now for all the changes to take effect. Because as you can see here, you see a red X here on Active Directory Domain Services. All this will change when you restart. Now that we have restarted, we are back up. As you can see, the Active Directory Domain Controller settings has taken effect. Now I'm not just the administrator, I am the administrator at the IamStorm2 domain. So I'll just go ahead and put in the password. And remember, all passwords have to be fancy, like a capital letter, common letter, and numbers to be more secure. Yes, it has to be that complicated. And now that we are logged in, right here in our server configuration tabs, you can now see our full computer name is server2.iamstorm2.com. That's the server name along with the domain name. That's our fully qualified name now. And here again, domain iamstorm2.com. And here you can see the roles that we have just added, the DNS server and the Active Directory domain services. And this means our server that contains Active Directory is a fully qualified domain controller. So now if you go to Start and Administrative Tools, you will now see the Active Directory Users and Computers snap-in here. Just click on it and just wait for it to open. Alright, and now you see added in here is the iamstorm2.com domain and a whole lot of features. As it's highlighted here, you could click the plus sign and you can click on the first one. It's built in. As you can see, there's a whole lot of built-in security groups. We will cover these in further tutorials. Then you have computers. This is all the computers that are on the network. Domain controllers. As you can see, currently I am the only domain controller on the network. That's server 2. Foreign security principles, managed service accounts, and users. Here you see a whole lot of users, and here's my default administrator account. And if you right click on it and go to properties, you can see there's a whole lot of options here in these tabs that I can just go wild with in configuring my administrator account. Everything from remote control, can add an address, I can even change my password, lover name, you name it. I can do it here in the Active Directory user accounts. I could even right click in the white space here and go to new and create a new user as well. And it's here you would create new users to log on to your Active Directory domain, or log on to your domain from a client computer. We will cover all of this in coming tutorials. And if you right click right here on the Active Directory users and computers tab right here, and you can access similar options right here. Let's change domain and change domain controller. So it's all these features here are fully functional and allows you to do a lot with Active Directory. So now we can go ahead and configure our DHCP and further configure DNS a little deeper and add users. And there's a whole, as I said before, there's a whole lot more we can do now that we have Active Directory installed.